climate data sets are huge. They are very massive, there's a lot in there, and they can be pretty overwhelming. Using interactive data visualizations can really help condense them, really pick out the most important things. My name is Kaitlyn Trudeau. I'm a Senior Research Associate at Climate Central. We're an independent group of scientists and communicators who research and report the facts about our changing climate and how it affects people's lives. For the past 6 years, I've been working on the Climate Matters program. It's a free weekly climate reporting resource program where we basically send out weekly emails, localized graphic, local data that people can use to help tell science-based stories about how climate change is impacting their local communities and what they can do about it. So we really use Observable to make quick, beautiful interactives that we can produce on a weekly basis. It's not always easy to produce that kind of content when you're on a weekly production schedule, and Observable has really allowed us to do all different kinds of topics, create all different kinds of interactives that we can release on a weekly basis. Climate data sets are huge. They are very massive, there's a lot in there, and they can be pretty overwhelming. Using interactive data visualizations can really help condense them, really pick out the most important things, and just show the main chunk what you really want to show and help make it more clear. It also helps you engage a wider audience, and it helps people connect to the issue. So it allows people to explore the data. It gives them a ability to actively participate, and fosters their curiosity and hopefully their personal connection to the issue as well. One of the things we've been working on is our annual winter package. And with each seasonal package that we do, we create a map of counties across the United States, and we show how much temperature has changed during the season since 1970. So one of the things that we've been creating is our winter package map, showing U.S. counties and how they've warmed since 1970. Winter is the fastest warming season for most of the country, so it really helps you visualize where it's warming, where the warmest places. We use interactive tooltips and stuff so people can hover over, see, how warm their county is warming or how fast their county is warming, and compare it to other parts across the country. What I thought of when I read this question was how we were able to share an embeddable map and observable with some of our partners who don't really have the resources or the staff to build something on themselves. And so we built a map showing our urban heat island index and overlaying schools. So you could look at which schools are experiencing most, the warmest urban heat island effect in different parts of the country. And so we had shared a really easy iframe embedded link with one of our partners. And it was the first time, it was just so easy to share something which normally would be really complex and with someone who normally wouldn't be able to make it. And so they put it in their news article, and it was really exciting because it was just so simple, so fast, and it was the first time we've been able to share things like that, so embeddable, so it was really great. I would say simplifying the concepts, fitting everything into one graphic, but also kind of try to remember to imagine this it's not me who's reading it. So it can be really hard to imagine someone else's perspective, but a lot of times I'll make things and I'll think it's super clear because I made it and I have it all in my head, and other people will be like, I have no clue what that means. And so I think that can be really hard, trying to make really complex topics really concise. A lot of times there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle, and you can only show so much. So I think that's really difficult, trying to just make things more simplified and break them down. One thing that I just think is really important is to really get feedback from people who are different from you. We all can kind of get stuck in our own echo chambers and tunnel vision type stuff. And I think that it's always really helpful when you show your work to someone who isn't involved and just kind of get their opinion. What do you see in this? Is there anything that's unclear? And I think that's something that's really helped me the most. One of my favorite things to do is to browse observable and to browse recent notebooks and just kind of see what people are making. Sometimes I'll just put in a search term and just kind of see what comes up. And I do that all the time. One of the ones I look at a lot is the Climate Labs notebooks by Harry Stevens. He makes these really incredible notebooks that are just really dynamic and beautiful, and they're mostly climate related, but they're great. And there's also another collection of notebooks by a guy named Shad, and he created this monthly global average temperatures notebook where he had this really beautiful interactive, and it also had a static visualization for social media use as well, which I thought was really cool because it kind of gave you both options and really got me thinking about different ways where we could do things like that as well. One thing I'm really excited about is trying out parameterized routes. We create graphics for nearly 250 US cities, and we're going to be kind of reaching out a little more to global cities. And I'm really excited about the idea of basically having one markdown file that can generate like basically the same thing for every country, every city, and just really kind of decrease the amount of time that work that goes into making these things. I think that's just really exciting, and one thing I'm really looking forward to trying out. One of the best things you can do is really just connect with other people. Share your stuff, be brave. It can be, kind of scary and, be a very vulnerable thing to put something you've created out into the world. But, we need people now more than ever to be creating new, creative, capturing things that can really help people understand why we are in such a difficult situation and why we need to act. And also just because, especially when you work on something like climate change, it can be a really dark and frustrating topic, and interactives I find it, for me personally, is a nice way to kind of make it fun. like okay, I'm dealing with this hard topic, but it's actually fun to create this. And then also finding community in that and sharing with other people. And then I think it's really important we support each other in things like this and try to lift each other up and collaborate. You can go to our website at climatecentral.org. We have our full Climate Matters resource library. We also have these really great tools that can help you look at things like sea level rise, also climate attribution. We have a daily temperature attribution tool, which is really great and is global. So they're all free. We have resources in English and Spanish, and for over 240 cities in the United States. So you can sign up there.